third phase
of Moon. Yep, that's right. Blake Cousins right now live taking your calls from around the world. Third phase of Moon, the world's largest YouTube channel. Wow, last week just hit over 100,000 listeners on our last broadcast, and we're doing it again right now. This Friday is the time to share your UFO sightings to the world. Number to call in is 347-934-0378. We're standing by. You know what? It's going to be a big night, people. Real big. And I'm excited because Friday nights are my favorite nights. Speaking to you, the public. We got Christina George. She's on the line. She's on location. We're going to get to her at this secret location. She's doing some work for us. Looking into alien abductions, Bigfoot, you name it, asking the public what they think of what's going down or if we're alone in the universe. This is Blake Cousins. You know what? We're going to be right back taking calls. Man, this is going to be good. Wow, that's what you're listening to. Paul Barrett, our music artist throughout the years. You've heard it. You've loved his music. Stay tuned. 2016, the new album coming out soon. We're going to be playing tracks from the new album as we go on tonight. But wow, it's going to be quite amazing. Let's get to Christina George right away, and we're going to get to callers from around the world with their amazing stories, I hope, because it's quite incredible what we've been listening to for the past few years on this radio live Friday night show. Christina, where are you calling from? Welcome to the show.
Well, actually, welcome. Thanks for having me. Actually, right now, I'm still in Sacramento. My daughter got sick, so tomorrow I'll be headed out to the Washington State area, where there have been a influx of UFO sightings around the area that we've been receiving at our show. So we're going to go out and check it out. Yep, going to be checking it out. Going to be talking to some of the people around the area, seeing if they've seen anything, what they've got. We're going to try to get some, do a sky watch out there and see what we can find as well.
So while you're down there on location up there, are you going to be bringing your video equipment? We love on location investigative reports.
Absolutely. As you know, I have my own group, PPRS, which is Psychic and Paranormal Research Society, and I have 2 radio shows myself. And we do a lot of sky watches in our area, public and private. And so, yeah, we've got the night vision goggles. We've got all the stuff that we need. And, yeah, we're definitely hoping to get something out there.
What about Bigfoot? Washington's been sighted. Bigfoot's been sighted up there in Washington for decades now.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, actually, yeah, my family, we are all up and down the coastline here. So my father and brothers are up in the Washington State area. Growing up, I actually have camped up into the Lake Shasta area, as well as different parts of Oregon and Washington, doing some camping and Bigfoot investigating. And I have had some encounters. I have not seen anything that I can say for 100% was a Bigfoot, but I'll tell you, I've seen some interesting things and heard some even stranger things in the middle of the night. So,
wow, like what did you hear?
I've grown up camping, hunting, things like that, and I'll tell you, these things seem to have, I don't know if anybody's ever watched like Bigfoot hunters or things like that, but a very unique type of call. And when you hear it or you get certain whiffs that are supposedly people who, I went out with it, do a lot of Bigfoot investigating, say point to a Bigfoot, I'll tell you, when you're out there, it's kind of scary in the middle of the night when all you're in is a little nylon tent.
Well, that's quite amazing. Here's a big question. We're getting this from a chat coming in, and we've spoken with Mr. Lear, the son of Lear Jets, John Lear. He says that Bigfoots are from Mars. What about this? Do you think Bigfoot and alien, are they the same? Or, that one's a pretty far-fetched theory from John Lear, in my opinion, but that's what he states.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always wondered, and I definitely think they might be interdimensional or something because, again, we have reports of them all over the world, not in just one place, but yet we have never had any absolute proof. There's never been a capture or a killing of one that we know of that has been, validated in science because they always seem to disappear. So who knows? I mean, how do they always get away, with as many hunters and people who have been able to capture glimpses? How come nobody's been able to actually capture one? It's still a big mystery.
Yeah, they've been reported to be captured, and then unfortunately they turn out to be totally bunk, costume filled with fish guts, and this is the difference between UFOs and Bigfoot are that people have actually seen them in person. They've been taken aboard the ships. We get these kind of stories with Bigfoot, but the videos that come in via the UFOs are just, you just can't explain it. And then when you see a Bigfoot video, it's like, oh, is that a guy in a costume? Not saying that they don't exist. I'm just, wow, you would think we would have found their remains already somewhere, unless they're interdimensional beings, which I've heard before. You know what, Christina, stick around. We're going to be taking calls, and maybe you might want to chime in on some of these callers and share your opinion. Let's get to it. Let's bring in the first caller live right now, Third Phase of Moon. The area code calling in is 845. Welcome to the show. 845, you there?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yep. What's your name?
I'm just going to use Gift 12. I prefer not to use my name.
Gift 12?
Yes.
Okay, we'll just call you 12.
I have a phenomenal video that I took last night. I've been listening to Tanath and Sunfire, the Galactic Federation of Planets, and
okay.
I'm a clairvoyant, a medium, psychic. I have a lot of abilities, and I used to do that as a work with helping people and stuff, but I've stopped doing it because I opened up a lot of doors for things that, long story, but anyway, so I was listening to Tanath, and she said, if you have the gift of telepathy, you can actually, go out there. I've had some other videos that I uploaded on YouTube under Gift 12 of seeing them watching me, and I've had experiences with them visiting me in my home. And so last night I went outside and I said to them, if there's any friendly ETs, I'd like you to show yourself to me. And she said that if you just wait 2 minutes, sometimes they're not in the vicinity, so you have to, could be up to 30 minutes. So it was freezing out, and I waited a few minutes, and I came in, and then I was sitting here, and I just felt like something told me to go outside. So I go outside, and I saw this huge ship. It was just incredible because it was like it was waiting for me. I go outside, I look up into the sky, and like when you can feel someone is looking at you and you turn around and you look right at their eyes? Well, I look over toward the tree, and I see this little tiny light.
12? I got a big question, and the question is, what did this massive ship look like? That's what I want to know.
Oh, well, I uploaded it on YouTube. It is phenomenal. It was a little tiny spark, and it was going to the left, and then it flashed at me, and then it started to go to the right, and then it got huge, and it was spinning, and it was not going in the direction. There's an airport here. I'm in North Carolina, and it was not going in the direction. I've seen a lot of planes. I've seen helicopters. I've seen jets, but this thing was really bright, and it got brighter, and it started to move across the sky. And I filmed it, and it went across, and then it went behind the building. And so I went out again tonight, and I said, okay, I want you to come back tonight. And so I heard in my head, well, we're not in the vicinity, and we're not always available to just come if we're not close by. Last night it took some time to get here. I thought you guys should see the video because I've had other experiences.
Yep. How do I get to see the video, Gift 12? What's your YouTube channel name? And we'll look for it right now. Go on.
The YouTube channel is Gift, GIFT 12, and the video is UFO Friendlies. I tried to send it to you guys last night, but to do it on Facebook, it prints out my name, and I don't want my name on there because I already know that, I know this is going to sound a little paranoid, but I know that I've been watched, and because of what I can do, I know that it brings attention to, the powers that be to observe and watch what I'm doing. And I've been under psychic attack in many ways, and
all right,
probably more so because of what I can see.
I had my producer flip it for you. He's been doing a lot of work over here at Third Phase Moon while we do this live radio show. Big shout out to him right now. He can't find your channel. We're looking for it, and unfortunately we can't find it. There's a problem there. So what you need to do is simply manually go to my About page, Gift12.
Mm-hmm.
On the About page, go to my About page on my YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
It's very simple. My contact email is there. All you have to do is punch in a little bit of scribbly words via that computer language, and you'll get my personal email. Send me the link to your YouTube channel. We can take a look. But right now we can't find it, unfortunately. So that's my best answer for you, Gift12. We're going to move on to other callers because we got only so much time. I look forward to that because, we want to see everything that comes into Third Phase of the Moon. It's very important. We can't get back to everybody that submits their videos via Facebook, Skype, our personal email address. We try. Hold on a sec. Flip it for you. Just found the link. We're going to get to it. And he's calling this UFO Friendlies. We're going to pull up the link, and we're going to bring back Gift 52 real fast. Let me take a look at this video. I'm hoping everybody could see it. It's called Gift 12. And, yeah, we see this strange light. It almost seems, is it moving fast enough to be an airplane? Could it be a blimp or drone? It's a little out of focus. We're going to share Gift 12's link and let the people decide on what's going on. Now, let's get to another caller. Thanks, Gift 12. We're going to share that video and see if people have seen the same thing, and we're going to share your link as well. Area code 705, you're live, Third Phase Moon. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Blake. How are you?
I am doing pretty good tonight. How about yourself? Where are you calling from? What's your name?
My name's Jay, and I'm calling from Canada.
Hey, Jay. How are things going up there in Canada? What part of Canada?
I guess about 200 kilometers north of Toronto.
All right, man. And you got a UFO sighting you want to share tonight, or a question? Go ahead.
What I wanted to share was I've come across research from a fellow who lives in Philadelphia. His name is Raz Ben, R-A-S-B-E-N, 2 words, R-A-S-B-E-N. And he has a YouTube channel, and it's called, the video is a lecture he gave called Heavens Are Open, like heavens and then the letter R, open. And what Raz Ben has been able to bring together is what was witnessed in Los Angeles on November, I think it was 7th or 17th, and with the spirals that also happened in Orlando and Russia. He also connects that to the orbs as well as crop circles and the pyramid craft, as well as how that connects to the Dogon tribe and the people from Sirius A, and the so his take on his research was able to open my mind to see or know what was going on with the spirals in Los Angeles. I guess it was about 2 weeks before I saw what you put on your show.
Yeah,
and,
it's a big event.
So I just wanted to make the effort to make that link for you, and if you reached out to Raz Ben, he lectured at the Free Your Mind conference in Philadelphia, and so his research is mind-blowing.
All right, man. Well, we'll take a look into that. Whatever happened in November, I think it was, 2015, the world woke up that whatever the major media wants to tell you, well, maybe might not want to believe in it, because not one person thought it was an Atlas rocket, and that's what they wanted to tell you. Everybody saw it. They knew it wasn't that, and we have over 100 videos to prove it. We're going to get to another caller, but you know what? They're lining up. They're lining up really fast. So what we're going to do is take a break right here at Third Phase Moon and get to disclosure, I hope. Blake Cousins. We'll be right back.
Control life. Warning. Warning. Failure. Control life. Warning. Unidentified flying object.
All right, Blake Cousins back, Third Phase of Moon live radio. Let's get to the callers. Let's get to it. 765, you're live, Third Phase of Moon. Welcome to the show.
How you doing?
Great. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
I'm calling from Indiana, and my name is Justin.
Dustin.
Yeah.
Right on, Dustin. Well, welcome to the show. What's
Justin,
on your mind tonight? With the J. We got it, Justin.
Yep.
All right. Justin.
Well, actually, brother, back in January of 2013,
okay,
I had a big old event happen over our city 2 nights in a row. Got to see these big fiery orangish reddish orbs. And the first night, one single one flew straight over our neighborhood about 200 feet up. We just watched it until it disappeared. The second night was more interesting.
Who's we?
Well, I was with my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend, and her 2 kids and a neighbor little kid. We was taking her home, and that's when we seen the first one.
Then
I'll never forget it.
Yep. So wow.
We just stared in awe. I mean, we've never seen nothing like it in our life, you know. And it was brilliant. I mean, it's really brilliant, like special. What's going on right now is really special. And the second night, we was outside. We had talked about it all day long. And I was throwing the football back and forth with her little kid. And she said, "Look, they're back in the sky." And I couldn't believe it. I looked over, and there was probably 7 or 8 of them just moving around oddly over this cornfield on the side of our neighborhood. Like, kind of like in a V shape, but moving back and forth and up and down. Just weird. And then they just kind of went up one by one and disappeared. Like, just vanished.
Wow. So this was the first event. We're going to bring in Christina. I want her to ask some questions. Let's hear about the second event first. Go ahead, Justin.
Okay. Well, I just told you the second night. That's when we seen about 8 of them. The first night was one single one. But on top of all that, MUFON, they made a report on it, okay? This was reported to MUFON from somebody else. I didn't even make the report. But it ended up in my newspaper, and I saved an article and all that. Well, that was in 2013. I've been doing research ever since. And
so let me ask you
let me
this.
tell you, yeah.
Let me ask you this question, and it's during the 4th of July, right? Celebration. Do you think this could have been?
This was January.
Oh, January. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I heard July. So, do you think?
Yeah.
What if somebody says these are Chinese lanterns? Just because we're getting some of these things about these orange orbs are just Chinese lanterns or orbs, or drones. What makes you think that it's neither of the two?
Because the fire is anything unlike any fire that we have on this earth. It looks like glowing hot metal, I'll just tell you this: the first night it was sparkling like a sparkler, but fiery like diamonds, like a diamond fiery. The second night they were like a hot metal looking, same like ovalish, but they were two different colors. That alone, I mean, when you see them, you know they're not from here. You can tell. Chinese lanterns, they have a fiery to them, a earthly fire. This is not an earthly fire. It's totally different.
I got you. Yeah, I've had friends,
that's the biggest mistake people are making. They think they're Chinese lanterns and they're not.
Gotcha. I totally concur with you, Justin. And people have seen this. I've had close friends that have tried to explain to me exactly what they saw of this strange orbish molten lava static ball crackling above them, and it just kept on a steady kill. And it was like, what was it? Energy? A multidimensional being?
You want my opinion what they are?
Yeah. Yes,
I've been telling people for 2 years now on YouTube what they are. They're angelic beings. They're cherubim. That's what they are. I can prove it. I've got all the evidence together, and I can sit down with you and show you what they are.
Well, why don't you give us your YouTube channel's name and share it to the world right now, man, and people can find you out, no doubt about it. What is it?
It's Jancil Lee, Jancil Lee.
Jancil Lee. All right, Justin. Everybody, check out Jancil Lee's YouTube channel. We're getting the word out. People want to share their opinions, their ideas on things. We're just right here at Third Phase of the Moon, just making the world community come together in a place that people could reach out to each other and share their experiences and find about new insight. Wow, that was kind of a cool call. Let's get to another one right now. Let's go to hello. Uh-oh, somebody's running. What's going on over there? Area code 510. You there? You okay, man? What's going on? Hello? Hello. You got a lot of static going on. Can you fix it?
Oh, sorry about that. Let me take you off. Hello?
Yeah, fix that. Thank you very much. We're live radio right now, better? Man. Where are you calling from? Yeah, much better.
Yeah,
thanks.
I'm from San Francisco.
All right, cool, man. What's going on in San Fran City?
As a kid, let me start with a little history. Spotted a UFO in Carson City, Nevada, right outside of Carson City, Nevada.
Okay.
12 years old. I spotted another one. Go ahead. Do you want to ask me something?
Yeah. What was your name, man? Hello?
Yeah, I'm Ed.
Ed. All right, Ed.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. So we're going to hear a couple UFO sightings that you've had throughout your life, Ed. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, the first one was outside of Carson City. As a kid, we were getting ready to go ride the four-wheelers, but it got dark, so my cousin was inside it, so we were just going to go walking around the neighborhood. And all of a sudden, I look up as I'm waiting outside for him, and over the hills, there's like mountains between Carson City and Reno, and I see this big old bright light, like a big, huge blue light just sitting there hovering in the sky, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And all of a sudden, it's just moving back and forth, like, pretty much keeping in the same area. And all of a sudden, it splits into three lights, one big blue one, and then it's got two little red ones on the side. And you're still moving back and forth, like hovering, literally, like left to right, left to right. And then it goes back to one light again, and then it goes back to three again. And then all of a sudden, it just literally, like, shot down behind the mountain, just like, choom! Like the speed of light, just like completely disappeared behind the mountain range. And I was freaking out. My cousin came out. I told him about it. And, and so that was that first time. About a year or two later, I was in a group home, like a boys' home in Hayward, California, in the Bay Area, up in the Hayward Hills near Cal State Hayward. And I just happened to look out the window, and we see these huge, bright white lights, like just coming towards us, in the sky, way up in the sky, but like coming directly towards us to the right, to the right of us. And there's one light, then another one, then another. It was like the length of a football field. There's about maybe five or six at the most, huge, bright white lights. And like I said, man, it had to be like the length of a football field. Like they were evenly spaced out, and it came like directly towards us, and then out of view. I ran and got the other kids, and I said, come look at this, come look at this. All of a sudden, it comes back the other direction, exactly the same way, just like floating through the sky, all five of these white lights, and just takes off like exactly right where it came from. I was like, whoa, what the hell is that? So anyway, like that was over 20 years ago. I'm 36 now. But the last few months, to catch you up, I've been here in San Francisco. I was crossing the bridge. The bridge one night.
Which one?
The Bay Bridge.
Golden Gate Bay Bridge.
Yeah, no, the Bay Bridge. I was going eastbound, leaving the city, and I look up and I see this thing. It was way up in the sky, but it was way higher than the bridge. And so this is above. This is the area that's raised on the bridge, like where you're getting onto the bridge. So you're already at eye level
deck.
with.
You're on the upper deck or lower deck? Upper deck.
Yeah, no, it is upper. Yeah. So we're already, eye level with several of the skyscrapers, or at maybe like mid level. But so I'm thinking maybe it's a drone or something. But as high as it was, there was no way it could have been a drone, and it was just a light just going back and forth, zooming. I mean, like super fast, but the way it was cutting left and right, and so I'm trying to get my camera out, and I can't get it out in time to catch it. The traffic was moving. So this same night, or maybe it was the next day. So I make sure to have my camera out. And so I'm taking pictures. It was around dusk, and I'm driving on 101 North. I live kind of like in the southern part of San Francisco, near the Cow Palace. And so I'm driving on the freeway, and I just pull my camera out and I start taking pictures. On the left side, like towards the rest of San Francisco, and I was facing Twin Peaks. All of a sudden, the next day, I check all the pictures, and there's like a line going straight from the ground, kind of like near where I was on the freeway. It was like a trail, like a tracer, I guess you would say, and it was going all the way up. It wasn't on the whole picture. It was only like on the side of the freeway, like a little bit in front of where I was driving. And at the very top of this, you can see a disc. Like it looked like a straight up like flying saucer. And so I zoomed in real close, and it was at the very top of this trail that was coming off of it. And then, like I said, the trail stops at the disc, or it stops or starts at the disc, and it comes straight down. And I was like tripping out. I showed all my friends, and I think I sent it. I tried to email it or share it on Facebook to you guys.
Yeah.
I never got a response. But
shoot, we get a lot of sorry, man. We get a lot of Facebook submissions. We don't get to them, but you go to our visitor post on our Facebook,
okay.
And just post it on our visitors post, because there's a lot of information that comes in through the public, just like what you're hearing right now from San Francisco. That's quite amazing. Unfortunately, I just got to get some more calls, but let's wrap it up, because there's a lot of people waiting. Go ahead, man.
No, yeah, I understand, and it's a picture, not a video, so I understand.
Okay.
But yeah, so about like a week later, I was in the East Bay, same thing, taking pictures, just random pictures at dusk, and I got another one just like that around Vallejo with a flying saucer looking picture, right? And it's clearly not anything in the
Okay.
area or but so there's been a lot of activity out here.
Yep, get that flying saucer photograph to me via Facebook on our Third Phase. The link is in our About YouTube channel. And one quick question before I let you go. One quick question. This thing, we're getting this question from Flycatch, and he says, ask the caller if the disc was tilting while stationary.
tilting? No,
Yeah,
they were both pretty much level.
So it was just perfectly stable. Wow. Okay. Well, got it. Okay.
Yeah. Well.
Oops.
You know.
That was weird.
Hello.
What was that?
Yeah. Yeah. You'd have to see the pictures. It's a trip. Like the one with the trail coming down from it. You can zoom in and you could clearly see the shape, and it's like a dark disc. You could tell it's not a bird because it's way far in the distance. But I don't know. It's a trip. I'll send it to you guys though. There's 2 pictures. So.
All right. Send it to
2
Facebook.
separate events.
Send it to our Facebook and just say, yeah, I talked to you from San Francisco, and here are my pictures, so I could get a heads up on that, and maybe we could share that on Third Phase Moon tonight while we put this out to the world. Wow, that's pretty cool. Let's get to another caller. We got a few minutes left, so I'm running through them as fast as I can. 801, you're live, Third Phase Moon. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up, Blake? It's Nathan again from last week's show. I thought it was pretty cool because I watched or was listening on to the last couple shows, and you know how you're getting those phone interruptions from your buddy. Is his name R1 or how
F1?
F1.
F1.
You remember? You're like, what the hell's going on with the phones? That's happened 3 times on your show so far. Have you guys figured it out yet? I think it might be tapping or something.
Well, did you hear that echo? It was so weird. It's like...
Yes. What I was going to tell you, you know what I was going to tell you about that. Have you ever listened to Dr. Gur's app, the ET Contact? Well, there's crop circle tones that you do to make contact with extraterrestrials and interdimensional beings. And some of that echoing and stuff totally reminded me of that signal from the crop circle playlist. I don't know if you've ever heard that, but it's all... digitalized with mathematics and stuff, and it I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but that's what it sounded like to me.
You know, it was the weirdest sound I've heard in a long time, and it's on our YouTube channel. Last week's radio show.
Oh yeah,
I think over 100,000 people listened to it. They're hearing it, and it did sound so strange that it almost sounded alien, no doubt about it.
No, I guarantee it was alien. I know this for a fact because if you go back in your recordings from not last week's show, the week before that show, you'll get. I remember this clearly that you took a call and nothing was happening, and all of a sudden this weird, almost language came out, and you should re-look at your footage that you do on YouTube and listen to the call. And you'll hear that. And then the second one was more of the crop circle tone, and that happened again on the third one, but it was way more intense.
Yeah, I recall that as well. We've had some strange, some people would call microwave blast, possibly, whatever it was. Yeah.
So your buddy F1, he had some things going on with him with the government or with some sightings and stuff?
Well, absolutely. He's the last time he called in, he was in, where was it? Palm Springs, and he had a major kind of, what was it? An epiphany, and then a major event happened at the same time, and that's the last we kind of heard from him on the radio. And we're hoping that he does call in as well as Chalice. And
can you explain the epiphany?
Pardon me?
Can you explain the epiphany that he had?
Yeah, that's a good question, but I'd rather F1. We put it up on the radio show. Was it on the radio show? No, it was not. When F1 calls in, you're just going to have to stay tuned because I don't like speaking on other people's behalf on their experiences, if you could understand that. But, man, it's quite interesting and kind of heavy duty.
Do you think this is government or a real extraterrestrial? That's a question.
Yeah, maybe one and the same, maybe both, obviously. It's interesting that it all revolves around people coming out, sharing their experiences, trying to get the word out, and then being harassed by military entities. So why is correlation there? That's the problem. and there's
exactly.
issues. And F1 has had problems and harassment. And he did call in on the show, and we couldn't get him in. And that was suppressed information. What's that?
That's been a couple times that you've been trying to get him on the show in the last couple of weeks.
Yes, that's right. And we invite him on again. And he was an avid caller. Well, that we're giving a big shout out to F1 to call in, and if you can't call in this tonight, we're always here. And I thank the caller for asking these big questions, because there are good questions if there's suppression going on, if the military's involved, if aliens are involved, or if both, intermingling with their own agendas. For what reason? Why? Let's go to area code 347. You're live, Third Phase of Moon. Welcome to the show. Hello. 347. Let's see. We got another 845 caller. Let's see if this is the 845 caller. Hello, you there? Hello, 845. Here we go again. I'm going to take that down. We're going to go to another caller. We're going to try and resolve this. 626. Hello. Hello, 626. You there? Hello. Oh, who was the last caller? What was the last area code? I'm going to try and break this down. We're going to try get to area code 806. Did we get you, or are you a new caller?
Yeah, I'm a new caller.
Welcome to the show.
I'm a new caller. Hey, what's up, Blake? How you
doing? Good, man. What's your name?
My name's Jason. I live in Texas.
Jason, welcome to the show. What's going on over there in Texas, the big state?
Well, I was going to let you know. It's been a couple months, but it was that night. I was sitting on my mom's porch, just sitting there smoking a cigarette, looking up, and I see the big giant, slow cruising. It's like a triangle, but it's more of it's longer. It's not just like a triangle. It's a long triangle with white lights in the front, like two white in the front, two in the back, and one blinking red in the middle, in the back, right? And I knew it wasn't like I ain't saying it's alien, but I knew it wasn't, legit. It was so low and just cruising with no sound that I ain't supposed to do this, I know, but I had my green laser, and I spotted that thing until I couldn't see it no more, just shining it on there. It's like something's not up. I reported it, but then I didn't tell nobody to shine the green light on it, because I know that's like, you ain't supposed to do that. But man, I knew it wasn't, it was something covered up. It wasn't just no plain cruising. I was like, I jumped up, I had that thing in my pocket. I shined it on that thing for probably about 10 minutes. And then that's about it. And it just finally just got out of sight. It just slowly just hovered out.
So, Jason, do you think this was a military aircraft? Because you're asking for trouble.
I'm thinking so. But see, I know. Like, I wasn't asking for trouble, but I knew. I just want to let them know I saw it. You know what I mean?
Yes, I think.
And nothing happened. This was like 4 or 5 months, but probably about 3 or 4 months ago.
Okay.
And like I say, I was just like, I just had that feeling like, I couldn't, like, I just jumped up and was like, what is this? It was just like, I don't know, it's just hard to explain, but I think I didn't say it was alien, but yeah, it was something, that they weren't going to say nothing about.
Reverse engineered alien technology, more like it. Sounds like the TR3B, if you ask me.
And like I say, it was so low, and it was just, I've never seen this ever. I don't care if it's in the daytime, I've never seen nothing this low out where we live in the country. I was like, wow. So, but I just want to share and say, love y'all show, keep doing y'all thing. Have fun in Hawaii, Is that where y'all are at, right?
Yeah, man. Hey, Jason, all the way from Texas, it is cool. Hawaii's cool, but, the United States of America is super cool. And, we tend to get out to America more often and get to the people on the ground doing investigative reports, trying to collaborate. So maybe we'll visit
Well,
you there.
and you guys never put nobody down or nothing. You never just y'all are just nice people. So it's I just want to thank you for doing your thing.
Thank you, Jason.
Thanks
Appreciate
for taking my call.
We no doubt. That's what we do right here at Third Phase of the Moon. We take calls and treat people with respect. Come on, people. How hard is it to do that? Nowadays, people are just so intent on cutting the other guy down. Or, whatever. It's just, I don't know. I don't know how to be any other way. It's just, we're all human beings here. So we're going to get to the next caller, and we'll see if we can get through on this. 928, you're next.
Hello?
Area code. Hello, yeah, you're in. What's your name?
My name is Jason.
Jacob, welcome to the show, man. Where are you calling from?
Jason. I'm calling from Arizona.
Wow, that's a hot spot. What's going on over there in Arizona?
Well, this is a story. I can't send you any emails or pictures because this happened back in 1987.
No problem. Go ahead. Let's hear it. That sounds good.
Back in the day, you used to have to rent video equipment to watch movies, or like if you were too poor to have a VCR,
let me tell you
you'd
this.
have to rent one.
Let me tell you this. Jacob or Jason?
Jason.
Oh, Jason. Yeah, I owned a video store here in Hawaii for about 8 years, and we know all about VHS tapes and DVDs. So man, it's a community that's dead. It doesn't exist anymore. But it was interesting times back in the day. Go ahead,
So
interesting.
So you would like rent a VCR, and it was like literally encapsulated in like a carrying case, like so it couldn't break. So one day my mom rented us one of those, and this is down in Parker, Arizona, by the Colorado River. I'm a little bit nervous because I've been trying to get on here, but so she rented it. We set it up outside with a TV so that we could watch TV outside. So we was watching TV outside. This was right next to the Colorado River, Parker, Arizona, and we saw this. Well, I came out on my mom's deck, and I saw this what looked like a lowrider hat. I don't know if you know who Lowrider is. It's a band.
Hold on a sec. Jason.
Yeah.
Relax just a bit. I want to ask you a couple questions before we get to the UFO sighting. Okay. First of all, it sounds kind of like your mom was trying to set something up. Like, wow, you're going to be able to watch a movie outside while the Colorado River is out there. That's kind of surreal. That's a pretty setup, right? So this is kind
the
of
mountains are awesome. I mean, it was an idyllic setup because the mountains were really pretty, but it was just dark at night. And there was a bunch of girls.
Too.
There's a bunch of girls there, and so it was like a cool thing for me. I was only like 13 at the time, 1987, like I said before. Yeah. I think
sounds like fun.
And so,
but Jason, here's another question. One more question before we get to the UFO sighting. Okay. What movie were you guys going to watch?
I believe it was one of the Arnold Schwarzeneggers, like a Terminator, not Terminator.
Predator.
The one where Alien or Predator.
Predator?
Maybe Predator. Yeah, I mean, it may be coincidence or what, but it was cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a good movie. Yeah. Life changer. So, anyway, Alien versus Man. But go ahead. Let's hear Total Recall, possibly. Anyway, go ahead.
So, not Total Recall. That's a different story. But anyway, so we were sitting out there on the deck, and then you could see this. It looked like a really huge bright star. But when you looked in at it, it was like the shape of a Foghat, not Lowrider. Foghat. If you ever know the story of Foghat, the band, they have the Lowrider hat. It looked like.
Okay, never heard of it. Never heard of that story.
It looks like a sombrero with a top cut off. So it's a flat disc with a cone with a half cut off at the top. And it looked like it was just like on a pendulum swinging back and forth over the river, like it was collecting energy off of the water. And we could see, and there's like several of us, like 5 or 6 people,
Wow.
You could see
that's
like little
amazing.
tiny. Yeah, it was, and you could see like little tiny like beams of not beams, but like sparklers coming off, like little
How about
red,
this?
yellow, blues, and greens and lights.
Sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt. But I have
Okay.
a bad habit, but I'm just so interested. Man, this is amazing.
It was cool.
So, did it sound like? Could I explain it as maybe particles of H2O driplets sucking up into whatever craft this is? Harness, like extracting water, or am I wrong?
It was like exuding whatever was like the remnants of whatever it was sucking up. It was awesome, man. And like we watched it for like 2 or 3 hours, and after a while, I got kind of bored of it. I mean, and then it just sort of drifted over the side to the let's see, I would say the west, and drifted over the side of the mountains towards the California side, because Parker is on the border of Arizona and California, so it was really trippy. But I just wanted to share that story with you guys and let you get on some more callers.
Well, hold on a sec. I think your call's very interesting because you have multiple eyewitnesses, and one thing that comes to mind is when you said you're kind of bored of watching it, but over a while people get accustomed to, and this is what I'm kind of figuring out myself, because there's this idea that if the government tells us if we're not alone, that there's going to be a mass panic and we can't handle it, everybody's going to be jumping out of windows, selling everything, killing, mass mayhem, everything's going to fall apart, but anarchy. But now, what you're just saying makes so much sense, and I thank you for calling in because, we could get used to it real fast, people, real fast. Yeah, give us our flying cars.
It makes sense. We're not the only people or things in this whole universe. This is a giant place. It's mind-boggling to think that there's people on this planet that think the world is flat. How retarded is that? You know what I mean? The world is not flat. We're just a dot and a speck in the universe, which is literally the size of an atom. And I can't believe that people think that we're alone or not alone. This is just a little tiny spot in a nothingness of a nothingness compared to a nothingness again. It's the basic thing. It is we're just specks of matter, and who cares if somebody else comes into this place to look at us? They may be just observing, but I have other stories that I could probably tell you, a couple of them, that are scary to me, but I won't say it today because this is very nerve-wracking to me to say this. I'm like putting myself out here. It's just a scary thing to say, but this thing that I saw and everybody else saw, it was like on a pendulum, like there was God's hand hanging over the river, back and forth, left and right, sucking up water is what I could think, and there's like droplets coming down slowly and like back and forth and fizzling out of multiple colors. And I mean, I thought my mind said to me it was soaking up like energy. Like I think they use like water to fuel their capsules or whatever you want to call them.
Well, we've heard that they harness the water and export it to their planets. But
this was in 1987 before anybody was talking about any of this stuff, dude. It's trippy
it's really
to me.
Cool. I love talking about this stuff. I love the way you correlated via your verbiage. Was quite eloquent of explaining how massive this universe is, and it's the size of an atom, and then equate another atom.
If you think about it, you think what the atom looks like as we explain it, it's the exact same thing as the universe. It's the exact same thing as our galaxy. We're all orbiting around a big giant thing.
And not even that. If you look at an atom or a cell, it looks like a universe too. So there's inner space.
Yeah, there's inner space and there's outer space and there's beyond that. Who knows? It's crazy, man.
Yes, it is. It's you know what's amazing? You know what's amazing is that we're all right now living in the world and the universe of multi-universes right now. Like we're all here. We're so gifted. We're so gifted real time. You just can't beat that. You can't beat it. We're all gods. We are all gods throughout the universe.
We all change our own destiny every second of the day, depending on whether you decide to lay on your bed and watch YouTube or whether you decide to get up and go do something. You're changing every moment of every day.
And there's nothing wrong with watching YouTube to be informed.
No, I love YouTube. I mean, I love YouTube, but I'm just saying.
But get out and do something every single day, people. And make something happen. Make something happen. Don't go Facebook.
Well,
and all
I'm
these
just saying that like every decision that you make is changing the timeline of everything. It's crazy to think that, but it's the truth.
And what's the truth is, what you just said is old now, and now we're still talking. And the past is gone, and we're moving on to the future. Always look ahead, right? Always.
Yep.
And looking forward to the future. I'm looking forward to the future. There's a lot of doom and gloomers out there.
Like I'm hoping for someday some true disclosure, but that's never going to happen, you know. I don't think so. Not in our lifetimes. But
I think
we don't need that.
The third phase of the moon's already proven disclosure in its own sense. We already know.
And everybody else that's had experiences like I had already knows, so it doesn't matter to them, to the government or to anybody else. And the funny thing is like I got cut off when I was talking to you because I was online holding on and waiting. Yeah. And next thing I knew, I got hung up on, so I called back, and next thing I knew, I was talking to you. So that's a pretty cool thing.
Thank you so much for calling back. You know, that was, we want to talk to people, and there might be a bigger entity out there trying to suppress the information. We're not sure. All we know is we're taking calls right here on Third Phase Moon Radio, as we do every Friday, 11 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. right here in Hawaii. As always, taking people's calls. And let me tell you, when some of the big information comes in, the real good stuff, things get kind of haywire. And that's what I really appreciate about the public, their diligence. They're amazing human spirit to get the word out. That's what it's all about, sharing and exploring, finding out what's going on in the future. We need to know, and we need to know it now, because now is the time to find out if we could handle this. I know I can. I know the world can. The government needs to know that the world is ready. Share it. Share it now. Everybody, keep your eyes on the skies. My name's Blake Cousins. We'll see everybody again next week. And make sure to stay tuned to our YouTube channel on a daily basis. Now enjoy Paul Barrett's Third Phase of Moon album. We'll see everybody again next time. Keep your eyes on the skies.
Third Phase of Moon.